Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, President Peter Lawson. On the way here for the lunch, I was thinking, thanks to the weather again, I think we might have a problem with the sunshine box today. But it turns out that the weather has assisted us. Trust me, the next time I will check when I'm being volunteered or volunteer myself for the sunshine session or the sergeant session, I will make sure it's a rainy day, right? So that we are all packed inside here. So last week, Yuri was making funs about Australia, or the way I would see it. But this day, I thought we should be thinking about New Zealand's and Wellington's place in the world. So if you can't answer any question, just put a few coins inside there. If you answer all the questions correct, you have to put the coins inside there as well. If you actually know nothing about Wellington and New Zealand, then good luck. You have to put whatever that's left up in your pocket into the sunshine box at the end of the day. All right. Now, so let's go for it. What is New Zealand's rank in Institute for Economics and Peace, Global Peace Index? So are we the most peaceful or the top 5 most peaceful? So which one would it be? And 2. If it's 2, who would be number 1? Switzerland. Any other guess? Iceland. Okay. So number 2. We are number 2, right? Not number 1. Where else could it be? Is this an improvement from last year? What do you think? Are we better off, more peaceful, given Northern Trump's Brexit and everything? So we should be. Yes, we are. Right, we were ranked number 4 in 2016 behind Iceland, Denmark, and Australia, but somehow the index is so biased towards Iceland. Iceland is always number 1 for the last 7 years. I haven't worked out exactly why, but I suspect that's true. That's the whole idea. Is peaceful. We don't even have to discuss about the sea and who owns the ocean and so on, right? What is New Zealand's rank in the World Digital Competitiveness 2017? 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. 6, okay. Anyone above for 18 and 14? 14? All right, okay. Any other guess who thinks that is actually none of this above? Well, if it's none of the above, then I must be drunk when I actually listed these things down. We are actually 14. Is this an improvement from 2016? We want to hope so, but no. We were 10 in 2016, so maybe we are not. I got this feeling that it's not about us, it's about other people being more digital. I think we are digital enough with this kind of functions anyway. What is New Zealand's rank in the global innovation? Are we more innovative or less innovative? 1, 11, 21, 31, 41. You seem to be uncertain, which means that you are going after a big number here. Don't worry, it's not out of this range. Any guess? 21. Okay, whoever actually got it right will have to put a few coins in a sunshine box because you must be guessing. It's 21, yeah. So it's in red, right? Every time you see a red there, actually that's the solution. Is this an improvement from last year? No. Again. Right? We are not more innovative, and that's why government keeps putting money onto innovation. Maybe that's the reason why, which is not a bad thing. Now, what is New Zealand's rank in the World Bank's logistic performance? We are far from the rest of the world, but look at this ranking. We are not. We are the worst. Worst could be is 37. Could you think that we are actually 37, or actually 21, or actually better at 17? Do you think we are better? Any guess? Logistics performance in terms of shipping and 31. Any other guess? 70. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Right, 37. Actually, that's not too bad. I was thinking that it was 72 before I read the report. We are actually 37, but guess what? Is this an improvement from 2014? Do you think we have improved? No. Somehow we must have mucked around the 2014 ranking, because if you tell me we are ranked 23, I can't believe it too, right? It can't be that we are ranked number 23. Let's be a bit more positive about things here. Right, the World Economic Forum's global gender gap. Okay, now we have a serious discussion around the club and in general, what's the gender gap index in 2016? What do you think? 4. 9. D, that's 22. That bad, huh? Any other guess? Ladies, I noticed that no ladies. 16, okay. 9. Kerry, do you think the gap is actually better than you think? All right, don't have to respond to that one. Must be somebody else doing this study anyway. Now, is this an improvement from 2015? Are we better off? Yes. 10 to 9. Now the ladies are all laughing already. Now, who has more teeth than this child would have to pay up? So, if you have more teeth than this child, you have to pay up a few more coins in the sunshine box. So, obviously, he's very happy. Now, 2 teeth for you. Where do you think we are ranked in the happiness report? Second. 2. We are actually not that happy. We are number 8. We are not that happy. Maybe this group is the happier one. So, actually, I was thinking about William Sullivan's picture in the the Rotary Club of Wellington, the one on jumbo tennis, as the happiness thing. But I thought this one is actually nicer. So, is that an improvement from last year? No, it's the same. Right, we haven't improved much. A couple more slides, just Human Development Index 2017, where are we? Pretty much whether how advanced we are, education, skill sets, and all these things. Are we? We are at 13. Pretty much the advanced countries are ahead of us, right? Those Germany, Japan, and all these USA, UK, and so on, and a few other European organizations. So is this the same as 2016, or yes and no? No, it's the same. All right, a couple of slides on Wellington before I close off the study session because you are losing so much money. Which one are we referring to? Look at this, he's probably drunk. Are we number 1? Yeah. We are number 1. The bigger question is this one. Are we better ranked than Auckland? We used to be about the same. Number 13. It's not even close. It's not even close this time around. We used to be equal. Right, what is Wellington's rank in the cleanest cities? Well, clean enough? 2? I hear 2. This table is getting a lot of good answers. Huh? We are number 2. And who do you think is number 1? Is Canberra number 1? Australia? No, it can't be Singapore. Now, who could be number 1? Canberra? No? Canberra is 3. Stockholm is 1. Now, last but not least, you are running out of money. So, what is Wellington's rank in the cost of living survey? Where are we? We are not doing so well, okay? So, 24, 20? We could be higher than that, right? I mean, 16, 12. If we are 8, then we are one of the most costliest in the world. 20. Any other guess? The president has put 20. That's from the economists. Where are we? 16. Are we cheaper than Auckland? We are cheaper than Auckland. No. Both cities are ranked the same. Bad news. Wellington climbed 26 places while Auckland climbed 23 places in the last year. And now we are about equal ranked with Shanghai and just behind Sydney and Melbourne in terms of how expensive we are. Now, thank you everyone. Just clear your coins and all the best.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come and introduce myself. When Olivia told me that I had to do this, I had to put a little bit of time aside to think what would be sufficiently non-boring about myself to entertain you with, but equally what would be sufficiently non-self-indulgent and non-trite. You asked for it, so we'll just go with it. I haven't timed this speech, nor have I rehearsed it, so we're just kind of going to see where it goes, and hopefully someone's got a bell. If I go on too long, you will? Lovely. So what would you like to know about me? I don't know. Education, educated at Victoria University, did law and psychology, quite liked law, didn't really like psychology, found a job at the Commerce Commission. That's pretty much background. Then, in terms of what I thought I'd actually talk about substantively is sort of three things. What I do for a living, what I do for fun, and then thirdly, what I hopefully can do to make this club slightly better, or a better place for future members. Add value, I think that's the way to say it. So first of all, what do I do for a job? Well, when I'm asked about what I do for a job, I usually say I investigate naughty businesses. It's not entirely untrue, but generally what I do in the Commerce Commission and in the Office of Fair Trading in the Commerce Commission is investigate allegations that a particular company or sometimes individual has breached the Fair Trading Act. These complaints or inquiries can come from a number of sources: the public, competitors. Competitors are always fun because you've kind of got to investigate the person complaining as well as the person complained against to make sure we're not being used as sort of a football, if you like, to allow one competitor to gain advantage over another. But once we've established that perhaps there is something to this complaint, there is merit to it, we will go out and knock on some doors and possibly purchase some products if we need to. I thought by way of example I'd give you a widget story. We all like widgets because no one really knows what they mean. If somebody is selling a purple widget but says that it's perhaps, let's say, violet, and we all know that purple and violet are completely different colours. I also used to work in fashion, so this might be a slightly arbitrary example. So if it is a purple widget, somebody says that it's violet, we would investigate whether in fact A, that widget is purple, and B, by calling it a violet widget, have you misled or deceived the public? These are very important questions for the benefit of commerce in New Zealand. Again, I can't use real examples for obvious reasons, but purple and violet will suffice. We could, for example, buy a purple widget and we could test for its purpleness or indeed its violetness. If it came up that it is violet when it is being called purple, or purple when it is called violet, that's probably the best evidence. We can put that in front of a court and hopefully win any prosecution we might take. If, however, it comes up as pink, and pink is neither violet nor purple, but we have a legal opinion to say that actually pink is slightly closer to violet than it is to purple, and we think that that too is misleading, then we can put our expert evidence, possibly other testimony, and possibly finally some expert legal analysis before the court, and hope that they will find in our favour. That is usually the way we do it, and we've had a fair degree of success. So what do I do for a job? I tell spurious differences between colours. What do I do for fun? Well, looking around the room today, I can see many of you who I recognise, and Suzanne is one of these, from my work with New Zealand Opera and with the Friends of the Opera, now called the Wellington Fundraising Committee for New Zealand Opera. I joined this committee, which is about 30 years old, 5 years ago as the Young Friends Coordinator. I'm now currently in my third term as President of the Wellington Committee for, I don't even know the name, it's changed in the last about 3 weeks, Wellington Committee for the Fundraising for New Zealand Opera. As the name suggests, we fundraise for New Zealand Opera. This involves holding several concerts between the main stage opera seasons, usually one earlier in the year, one actually coming up in Premier House in August, and then a Christmas concert at the end of the year. And this money that we raise from, or the money that we raise from this, gets donated back to New Zealand Opera for the benefit of opera in Wellington and more generally in New Zealand. Opera is something I'm very passionate about. I don't know why, I can't sing a note, but I quite like it as an art form. The other thing that I'm very passionate about is increasing youth participation in institutions that are not traditionally the realm of young people. So the opera is definitely one. I also do some work with the Wellington Club that is another, and I dare say, and I hope I don't offend anyone by saying this place may fall into that category as well. And that roundly brings me on to the final thing that I'm going to talk about and what I can do for this place, and what I hope, along with Oliver and many of the other young members that I see dotted around here, is to increase the number of young faces in here to grow the flicker of enthusiasm which we have, and I think the great name that this place has around Wellington, into a life-sustaining blaze to make this a place that young people want to come, enjoy, so we can continue doing the good work that you guys do around Wellington for many generations to come. That's me. Come and talk to me. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the next little slot in our agenda is to make an award, and it's with great pleasure that we can make this award. It's the equivalent of a corporate Paul Harris Fellowship. And welcome to Steve Martin, the General Manager here at the James Cook, and to Lance Webster, who's known to us all. If you two gentlemen could come up to the front, and Hewitt is going to come and read the citation.
The Rotary Foundation is the philanthropic outreach of Rotarians across the world. Recognition as a Paul Harris Fellow is the Rotary Foundation's way of expressing the appreciation of all Rotarians to a person who's making a substantial contribution to the same humanitarian endeavours. The Certificate of Appreciation that Peter just referred to represents the rarely awarded corporate equivalent of the fellowship when awarded to an organisation and its staff. The James Cook Hotel Grand Chancellor has established a preeminent reputation since 1972, when it became the city's first five-star hotel in over 40 years. From the start, it's been an outstanding corporate citizen, committed to the ongoing development of this city as a vibrant place to visit and in which to live and work. It supports and contributes to our community in numerous ways. The Rotary Club of Wellington has been closely associated with the hotel throughout this whole journey. We are proud that our own past president, Sir Roy Mackenzie, an outstanding and beloved Rotarian, was instrumental in creating the hotel and its ethos, and that its dividends and sale have gone to support the philanthropy of Sir Roy and the Mackenzie Trusts on which Rotarians serve. Rotary events held here are successful because of your people. Whether hosting Governors General, Prime Ministers, Rotary International Presidents, the Rotary Foundation trustees, those with whom we are celebrating magnificent achievements and helping to reach their potential or to tell their stories, this hotel has ensured that all our guests feel that same warm, generous welcome. Your contribution of venues, items for special events and charity auctions ensures that the Rotary Club of Wellington is better able to assist many organisations and people, both here and abroad, including via the Rotary Foundation. We greatly appreciate the assistance you provide to the club and its members via the always excellent food, premises, and other support. For this and for living your values, we're proud to have you as our principal sponsor. This hotel supports the cultural, humanitarian and educational objectives of the Rotary Foundation and demonstrates a commitment to serving others. The Rotary Club of Wellington is pleased to award this Rotary Foundation Certificate of Appreciation to the James Cook Hotel Grand Chancellor. To you, Steve Martin, and you, Lance Webster, Rotary events here, held here are successful because of your people, and especially Lance, who's always gone above and beyond what is required. I'll call on Peter to present the awards.
There you are. There's the certificate.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Much
much.
appreciated. Thank you.
Pleasure.
It's lovely.
There's the citation that goes with it. I'll give that to you, Lance. And you can see, Lance, from the applause you got, you are a treasured member of our Monday meetings. We love you to bits, and you go out and beyond at all times with a smile on your face.
Oh, thank you very much. That's amazing.